But most especially, I just want to say a word to people with haemophilia, uh, people from whom my heart aches and to whom, yes, I remain as committed now as I was in my days when I was employed. As you will have noticed, everybody will have noticed, I'm getting old and my memory isn't what it used to be. But there's some things in life that one experiences that one never forgets. And I won't ever forget the good friends on the executive committee and throughout the society who I lost through HIV and AIDS and who I remember with affection. But my personal loss is absolutely nothing compared to the plight, the dreadful injustice, the hurt, the emotional trauma, the loss, the memory, the anxiety, the complete awfulness of children growing up, not knowing and not being able to bond with their fathers, the empty seat at every family meal, and the dreadfulness of birthdays, Christmas days, and other days of anniversaries without that special loved person being there, and the hurt of not being able to reach out and touch, to hug and be hugged. All of this and more was thrown at people with haemophilia during my time at the Society, and which they continue to experience every moment of every day since, I'm quite sure. We tried our best on the information made available to us at the time. We had no great precedents or examples to follow, and I personally regret the things that we got wrong, especially with the benefit of hindsight. There were few parliamentary election votes depending on the outcome, and we were, I think, generally viewed as small fry by the department and government. Or maybe this morning I kind of raised the question, were we regarded as such small fry, having read the internal memo in the Cabinet Office? But in those crucial days, the Society, as I've said again and again, was small, under-resourced, and we couldn't possibly keep on top of everything, nor did we have access to the many documents available now under Freedom of Information access and to the inquiry as a result. It was later that we enjoyed the benefit of suitable offices and a strong staff team of outstanding people like Jonathan Cooper, working alongside people like GJW with Rory Chisholm and Stephen Jackson, who were there on a pro bono basis. Most especially, I regret to this very day that the UK government made things so very difficult by not pursuing the promise of self-sufficiency made by Dr. David Owen in the 70s, mid-70s, when he was Minister of Health, despite sustained pressure from the Society. This was a shocking, systemic failure by successive governments, and by the time they made their minds up to increase the output from Elstree, it was far too late. The horse had already bolted, and the false economy of importing products from the United States was blown asunder. It's sad that to this very day, the government puts the economy before the health of the nation, as we've seen with COVID. To my old mind, and thankfully I'm not the inquiry, all this makes it inevitable that the government owe an enormous debt to those who have suffered so much, too much. And it remains strongly my opinion that this calls for compensation decent compensation that gives people independence rather than giving them begging bowls to hold out to charitable funds. That's what I think you're all owed. And my prayer for all those who suffered and who still suffer acutely to this very day is that justice will indeed be achieved for everyone, even if that justice has been for far too long delayed.